Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art of Living Organization to योग वाशिष्ठ इवनिंग सेशन. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ. रोज की तरह आज के सत्र की भी शुरुआत हम लोग 3 बार ओमकार का उच्चारण करके करेंगे. We'll begin our session by chanting Om 3 times. Today we are on day 113. आज हम लोग 113वें सत्र पे यहाँ पे पहुंच चुके हैं. Today we will look at a story between the Ishwakuu and the Manu. So who is Manu? Who is Ishwakuu? What was the dynasty of Rama? What was the dynasty of Lord Krishna? How that dynasty is related, how the time is calculated. So all these different aspects of various such aspects we will cover today. We'll see who is Manu, what is it Manu's contribution to our world. Who is Ishwakuu? What is his contribution? How the Rama and Krishna comes under the dynasty of both of them. How does the Shruti comes into picture? How does the Smruti comes into picture? We'll look into details of all such things today. And then also, what is the dialogue that took place between both of them? And what is it that knowledge that was given by Manu to Ishwakuu? We'll look at that. But before that, let's continue our session by chanting Om 3 times. All our Zoom participants, all our Facebook viewers, and all our YouTube viewers are welcome to this session. Let's sit comfortably. Aram se baith jaye, and we'll continue the session. Let us all close our eyes. Aankhein band kar le. Shoulders relax. Spine erect, neck straight. Take a normal breath in and let go. Take one more deep breath. And let go. This emptiness, this silence. There is this Om Nad arise out of it. Let us chant Om 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Let us invoke that Guru Shakti within us. Avanam Avahanam पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानंद रूपोऽहम्. Let us express our gratitude. गुरु वंदना कर ले. गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Let us pray to that Guru Shakti, that Shiva Shakti, that Brahma Shakti, which is the source of all the levels of existence. So let the inspiration also come from the source. We just continue to play the role that has come to us without being any doership of it. So with that prayer, let all the words that come out of this mouth, all the actions and events that are happening, all the thought that hover at the mind and the power of discrimination arise in our intellect. The impressions that might be getting created if you are allowing them to create. And if still there is an iota of that doership, that I am doing. Let all that be inspired by the Master alone, that Guru Shakti, that divinity. That Atma, Paramatma, Shiva, Shakti, Brahma, Parabrahma, various names that we call, is free from all the bondage. What are? If that experience has come, let this remaining life also be inspired by the same only. And such a principle, such Guru Tattva, such a Shiva Brahma is present everywhere, within and outside. Experiencing the presence of that everywhere, slowly and gradually. With a gentle smile on your face, you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. Jai Gurudev. So let's continue with our session. We are going through chapter number 6, Nirvan Prakaran. This Nirvan Prakaran in next 2 to 3 sessions will conclude this and may move towards the Nirvan Prakaran Uttarardha. We are going into the Purwardh right now. So today we are on the sub-chapter number 85. So there will be 86, 87 number chapter. There will be 88 number chapter where Vaashishtha Muni will put few more things to Rama, and that is where the chapter number 6, Purwardh, will conclude. So today we will look at the chapter number 85 where there will be a dialogue between Manu and Ishwakuu. So here Vaashishtha Muni continued to address Rama. As we know, it's dialogue between Rama and Vaashishtha Muni. Here Vaashishtha Muni says that, hey Rama, your Kula, means your ancestor, one of them was that Adya Purusha, that one who was Ishwakuu. And how did Ishwakuu, by contemplating like this, got enlightened, got Atmagyani, self-realized? I'll tell you the that thing today. So like this, that this Ishwakuu was a king, and he used to do all the rituals, or do all the activities that he's supposed to do. Such a Ishwakuu king, one fine day, happens to get into self-inquiry, and then he just thinks, sits alone, and then start thinking that what is this Jara? What is this? Why this old age come? What is this death is all about? What are the various type of things that I face in my life? This sukha and dukkha, the happiness and sorrow that I go through. There are various Brahma, there are various hallucinations that I come across, and then I get stuck into it. But despite that, what is the source? What is the mood? What is the root of this entire, all these things? Behind all these things, behind this creation, I'm yet to know that. I'm thinking about it, what that could be. So that is where he thinks on this question over and again, but yet it does not get into the root of all these vyavaras, in all this communication that happens here. He doesn't get to the root of that. So likewise, he goes to the Indra Sabha. There is a meeting that is going on in the court of Indra, and that is where not Indra, he goes to the Brahma Loka because he is the son. Manu is being said the son of one of the son of Brahma. So there are 14 such Manus that comes into picture. We'll talk about it. Who is Manu? What is it? We'll talk about it. So that Manu is there, and this Ishwak is also the son of Manu. So this dynasty, that particular Ishwakuu, that dynasty, we'll come to that. So this Ishwakuu goes to Brahmaloka, and then he happens to ask this Manu, who is there with, he performs all the prayer, offers the puja very politely, and he asks this thing that from where this entire Srishti, where this Jagat, this world, this universe has arisen into. What is its swarup? What is its form? And then are they into it? Where is the limit? Where is that? Then all this other matter that I see in all this entire Jagat, in this universe. No? This, how this there it has been put up into all these things. And then in what are all the things that are being said in the Shastras, no? Such as Shrutis, such as Smrutis. In those Dharma Shastras, in those scriptures, what is being said? Kindly tell me everything. I would like to really listen to this, so that all the other Sansara Brahma, this thing that is created because of this illusion, this delusion, that is whoring on to my mind, not able to understand what is the root of this. So the one who is caught up into the cage, like that bird, I am suffering. And how do I get free from this? This is something which Ishwakuu asks to Manu. And that is where the Manu starts answering to the Ishwakuu. So now let us first see who is this Manu, who is this Ishwakuu, and this dynasty is called as. So if you look at the history of these things, it is said that after the creation of this entire world, it's been created by that Brahma Shakti. If you look at the universe, how it is created, it is the Chitta that comes into picture, and because of the Chaitya, that Spuran forms, then it wants to express itself, so that Chida Akash comes into picture, which is also called as Hiranyagarbha. And then the creator, that is the Brahma Shakti, that Brahma comes into picture, that sound that comes into Om Nad, Shabd that's into picture, words come into picture, and in the Chittakash only all these things happens to be expressed. So that is where, after the creation of this, much after long time, there is this Manu comes into picture. So it is being said that the life of entire Manu is called as one Manvantara. So in the entire day of Lord Brahma, one full day of Lord Brahma, there comes 14 such Manvantara. Means 14 times Manu comes in a day of. So that is called as one. So like this, one kalpa, one day and a night, the kalpa comes one day for the one day and night for the Lord Brahma. So let's see the calculation. How does the calculation goes here? And then we look at what is Manu and that why it is called as Manvantara and all that. We'll look at the details of all such things also. So it is being said that Manvantara means the 14 times of that becomes the one kalpa. So that one Manvantara, if you divide one day of Brahma, divided into 14 parts, that one part is one Manvantara. It is equivalent to 306,720,000 years of human years. It has been expressed because that is what we know. Human years is what we know. So in the form of human years, if you express this Manvantara, it is called as like this. So then in the one day of Lord Brahma, it comes to 4.32 billion years of human life. Then that is also concepts of Yuga comes into picture. We have seen that there is a Treta Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. Four together, combined together is called as one Mahayuga. So 1,000 such Mahayugas become the 360 days. That is the 1 year for the Lord Brahma. So like this, some of the calculations, so you can see that how deep this time calculation, how the ancient and how the Rishiminis knew about all these things. Now, where does this Manu comes into picture, or rather opposite? Where does this? Why we call ourselves as Manushya? So, if you see that this Manushya word that has come, that comes from the Manu, no, the one who is from the Manu, so Manushya. So, if you see that Manu is the first person who comes here on the planet Earth after the discussion, according to Rigveda and multiple such things. So this keeps happening. No? This Manvantara keeps happening. And like that, there are 14 Manu that comes. No? In the entire cycle of that, there are 14 Manu that comes. Who are all those 14 Manus? Let's look at them, their names. So if you see the names of those 14 Manus, the first one that comes is the Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu, Swarochit, Uttam, Tapas or Tamas, Revata, Chakshusi, then Vaivaswat Manu, that is the 7th Manu. So right is being said that whatever the dynasty that is going on right now, it is of the 7th Manu. So that is what is right now going on, and after that also there will be 7 more Manus that will come. So that will be Savarni, then there will be Daksha Savarni Manu, there will be Brahma Savarni Manu, then there will be Dharma Savarni Manu, Rudra Savarni Manu, Rakya or Deva Savarni Manu, and the Indra Savarni Manu. These are all the Manus that are being said. So whatever the right now we have seen the time calculation. So if you put it in the form of a logarithmics, right? 10 to the rest to the power of 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, and going in the minus also. The Gurudev also explained it on the day of AGA. He said that the one smallest thing, that is 10 to the power of minus 7, that comes the Truti. After that 10 to the minus 5 comes the rain, 10 to the minus 3 comes the lava, 10 to the power of minus 1 comes the Likshala, and then comes the 10 to the power of 0, that is second. That is what we calculate as second. Then it continues, the next one comes is the 10 to the power of 1 comes the Vigati, 10 to the power of 3 comes the Ghati, we say no Ghatika, the Ghati. Then in between 10 to the power of 3 and 10 to the power 5, in between comes the Muhurta, we say no Muhurta is there. So that time period, it is called Muhurta. 10 to the power of 5 that comes is the Nakshatra. Then 10 to the power of 6 comes the Paksha. We know the Paksha, 15 days. Then comes the Masa, then comes the Ayana, then comes the Ritu, then comes the Ayana, and then comes the year. That is 10 to the power of 7, where that year comes. And then if you go like this, 10 to the power of 14, that is where your entire Mahayuga is completed. 10 to the power of 16, that is where your one Manvantra, what we have seen, that is completed. And 10 to the power of 17, if you go, that is where the day of Brahma, 1 day of Brahma concludes. So that is on the logarithmic scale. If you see this time frame, such a beautiful, such a insight, depth of knowledge. So these are the different 14 Manus. So right now the 7th Manu and its dynasty is going on. So now let us look at it. What is it dynasty, and how does the Rama and Krishna comes into this dynasty? So it is being said that this Manu, he had one son called Ishwakuu, and then the daughter called Ila. So this Ishwakuu then goes, and it is from this 7th Manu. So this 7th Manu which is there, under that there is Ishwakuu and Ila. And if you see this Ishwakuu dynasty, that dynasty is called as the Suryavanshi. Now that is the solar dynasty. And then in that also, if you give, there are multiple other people out there. The one well known, recently we have seen the story of Bhagirath. Then there is Dilip that comes into picture, Anshuman comes into picture, and then the Raghu also comes into picture. That's the reason Rama is also called as Raghuvanshi. Is Suryavanshi also also come from the Raghu. So Raghuvanshi. So in the end it comes like that, and then it goes ahead. Then in between comes the Yayati, and after that the last one from the Dasharatha, and then there are Rama, and we know that thing. So that is the entire solar dynasty. It all starts again with the 7th Manu. So that's the reason Manu is also known as the Adya Purusha. Not that the world did not exist before that, it did exist, but we have seen that there are so many Manus that come. So right now the 7th Manu that comes into picture. So that is the one, all these things that is there. Then on the other side, the daughter of Manu, that is the Ila, that Ila gets the Buddha. Then there are Purarvasus. Then the Ila, that implies that gender changing duality, and then that is where comes the Yadu. Now that's the reason Krishna is also called as Yadava or Yaduvansh. And then after in that Yaduvansh, the Vasudev, and then all these things we know Krishna. So that is the dynasty of Krishna that comes under the Chandravanshi. So Suryavanshi and the lunar Chandravanshi. So that is the dynasty that comes for the Rama and Krishna. Now let's look at when this Vishwaku goes and asks Manu about the Shrutis, Smrutis, and all these things, Dharma Shastra, that knowledge about that. How does that knowledge comes into picture? From where does that thing? We'll look at that also. But let us look at the story of this Manu. What is the story that has been said here? And you will be surprised to know that this story of Manu, actually, if you go to even the Muslims, if you go to Yahudis, they also have similar kind of stories, which purely matches with this story. And would have heard about all the stories when probably you already heard about it, that this is the story of Matsya Avtara. The Lord Vishnu has taken the Dasha Avtaras, and there was this Avtara called Matsya Avtara, where this Manu happens to get one small fish. He puts it in the bowl, and then it started growing. The speed of its growth was so high. Finally, it cannot accommodate in all the pots that he had. Finally, he has to put that into the ocean. And that is where the moment it puts that into the ocean, it will take a very, very big form. The Manu understand that it's not an ordinary fish, and it comes to know that it plays it and tries to reveal the truth. And that is where the Vishnu comes out of that Matsya. So half Matsya, and then Vishnu is coming out of that. That pictures probably would have already seen that. So that is where Lord Vishnu tells that I am the Matsya Avtara. There is a purpose of me being here. But let me tell you that you do one thing, because there is going to be there is lot of flood that will come, and the entire human race will be at danger. No, so that is what is so. Because of that, as per the instruction from Matsya Avatar, that Lord Vishnu, he construct a very big ship, and it is being said that he put for all the Saptarishis and all the male, female of all types of species gather onto that ship, and exactly as the Lord Vishnu has told him, that pralay, that tsunami comes, and that point of time that boat is tied up to Lord Vishnu, that Matsya Avatar, and that fish is one hole, and that is where all these human race and all the animals and everybody, all the species are saved. So this is the story that goes related to Manu. No? So Manu was one such king. No? He was a king. So Manu was one such king who happened to witnessed the Lord Vishnu's Matsya Avatar. That he had this concept of putting together all the species and its DNA, or all types of species at one place, is something which we saw the movie. In the movie it was used, called that Interstellar. When the Earth is going to be destroyed, there is no way that they can save Earth. They have started looking for the new home. And that is where what they do, the plan A is that to migrate all the people over there. If that plan A fails, the plan B is that carry all the DNAs in the Sukshma circle form, and then go and then they spread that as a colony over there. So it's the same concept. So look at the concept, which is here used by a modern science, was something which was known to our ancestors such a long time back. Look at the years that we are talking about here. Such a long time back, it was known to them. So this is the Manu. So now what is the contribution of Manu? So Manu has, first of all, he has saved this entire being. So that is where all the other dynasty that comes into picture. So that is the first contribution of Manu. Then when he was a king and he has established all these things, that point of time, Manu also put forward some protocol, how to lead this life. The way we are in a democratic country here in India, and we have our own Samvidhan. Similarly, he formed some way of leading the life, and that is also called as part of something called as Manu Smruti. Now, let us see why, from where this Shrutis and Manu Shrutis, all this comes into picture. So he says that the knowledge is there. Now, all these things are additional things, which I have done the research. I'm sharing with that. It's not a part of Yog Vaashishtha. So that is where the knowledge that comes into the part as a two things. So the first one thing directly comes as a Parashakti, and the other stream that comes as a Aparashakti. So in this Apara Shakti, also there are two types of knowledge that comes into picture. One is called as Shruti, and the other one is called as Smruti. So what are the Shrutis? Shrutis means the one which is came by listening, the one which is downloaded, and people have passed it on to each other just by Shrutis, the one which is heard. So all the four Vedas that comes in as a part of Shrutis. So we know all the four Vedas. Now I'll not go into the four Vedas, details of that. There are 6 Vedangas, and then there are 6 Darshanas. No, all these things, I'm not going to detail of that. That is not what our focus here today. So that is something we'll take a separate session on that. And on the right side, if you see, there is something called as Smruti, something which people have remembered, and then they passed it on to their people. So that is where all the scriptures, other scriptures, all the Puranas, all the things that comes into picture. Now, in between these two also comes two Itihasas. The one Itihasa is of Mahabharata, and the one Itihasa is of Ramayana. So in the Itihasa of Ramayana, when the Itihasa of Ramayana is like written by, consolidated by Maharshi Valmiki, and his son, that is Bharadwaja, happens to tell this to Brahmadeva. Brahmadeva tells them that what are the knowledge that made the Lord Rama as the Purushottam share that knowledge. That is what is Yog Vaashishtha. So that thing comes there as one of the Itihasa. From the Ramayana we got Yog Vaashishtha, and we all know that there is the Mahabharata, and in that there is the knowledge comes that which Krishna told to Arjuna, that comes into the Bhagavad Gita. So they are some of the two important scriptures, knowledge source other than Vedas, and that things comes to us. Very, very precious knowledge. And on the other side, if you see, there are multiple that other sources, the all multiple Puranas, all the Upanishads, all the things that all comes in there as well. We all know Ashtavakra Gita, Shiva Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, all these things. No, Bhagavad Gita is only covered here. All these other things that knowledge source, that's all come. So this is just a little bit of background about that. Now, if you see that particular thing as Manu and Manu Smruti, so I did a little bit of more research on this subject because the, Manu Smruti and the Manuvad, now that is very, very controversial. Probably you would have all heard about it because it is the Manu Smruti that has introduced this Varna Vyavastha. No? So let's go into details of that also, so that things becomes very, very clear to us. So what is it that Varna Vyavastha that is being said is by Janma, the moment you born on this planet, everybody is by their karma, they are Shudras. So what they do, they continue to walk on the path. Means they continue to earn the knowledge, and based on the sanskara that happens on them, some of them become the pandits, some of them become the brahmanas, some of them go and start protecting, so they become the kshatriyas, some of them get into the business, so they call the vaishyas, and some of them get into the labor kind of thing. So they becomes they do not study, they do not pay attention to it, so they becomes the thing. So now it is not by birth somebody becomes the brahmana, or they become the vaishya, or somebody becomes kshatriya, or he does the routine work, the many other routine works that one has to perform depending upon the way they want to lead their life. So this was Varna Vyavastha. No, why it was introduced? It's so that it was introduced on the basis of one can excel, then they can do. So we have this here also. We see somebody goes and studies, somebody becomes masters, somebody becomes architect, somebody becomes sportsman, somebody becomes musician, various roles that we play. So like that, those roles were played, and it was absolutely possible because there was no association of the Varna by birth. So anybody could become anything depending upon what efforts that they. But then later on, what happened around 2000 years from now, and also there was a lot of things that came into picture when the Britishans, when they ruled over India. So there are a lot of things that also that into. So if you look at the original Manu Smruti, that original Manu Smruti has around 680. Let me just look on those details so that I do not pass on wrong details to you. So the original Manu Smruti has 680 shlokas, and then somewhere around 2000 years from now, there was this person called Pushyamitra Sunga. So this Pushyamitra Sunga, who he happens to be Brahmana, turned out to be Kshatriya, and he became a king. And that point of time, there were some changes that happened into the Manu Smruti. So the Vartaman Manu Smruti, if you pick up the Manu Smruti, it was written by someone called as Sumati Bhargava. And that Sumati Bhargava and the influence of Pushyamitra, who was Brahman, happens to become a Kshatriya, and he has all the powers in his hand. He converted that Varna Vyavastha, which was supposed to be based on the karma, as Janmana. Means he associated that thing, something related to Janmana. And then as it is come to as a part of Janma, the one who will take birth, and by birth they will get into one of this Varna Vyavastha. No, that is where the desert, that is where that thing that started. And because then it was written by some of the people, some of the the cunning, no, people wrote certain things in that which were for their benefits. Original Manu Smruti never had this. No, so there is some references even by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, where he never condemned that original Manu Smruti and the 680 shlokas. How is this discovered? So we all know that this China is there. There is a China country, and it has built this wall, the China wall, which is very famous, one of the Ashtarya, one of the wonders, seven wonders. And then Japan had attacked on this China, and that point of time that attack was on this wall of China. And it has been said during that point of they got something inside that, and that is where they got this scripture, and that scripture was the original Manu Smruti. Then it was taken by Britishers, and it was kept in a European that Sangralaya, that exhibition. It was there, something like this I have heard, right? So I'm just sharing that with you. We can validate always if you'd like to go into more details of such things. But right, the original Manu Smruti that was there, that was only 680 shlokas. Now, it is not just applicable to Manu Smrutis. We also know that the original Mahabharata used to be called as Jaya. This information Gurudev recently shared with us in the AGA. So it was that Jaya shlokas that were just very few shlokas, 25,000, 26,000 shlokas were there in the Utkal Mahabharata. But if you look today, 1,25,000, so many shlokas, from where are that all masala, that all spice to make it more entertaining, and all these people have put multiple things into it. That is where that thing comes. So these are all the facts. And if you listen to another person called Rajiv Dixit, he also done the research on this. So he also said that how during the Britishers rule, how they to play the divide and rule. They also did that research, and they had multiple such people who knew Sanskrit, and they read this and they understood this, and that is where they have made a lot of changes. They divided us into this thing. So this is where that thing comes into picture. So the one which has been objected, even it has been objected by the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, and there are multiple such people who objected on this. The Sir William was there who studied it. He objected on that. Then there was this Dr. Suresh Sharma. He objected on them. 1,224 shlokas which are out of Manu Smruti. They objected on that. And the total Vartaman is 2,485. That is there. And then Sir William objected on 2,500. So if you see these numbers, exactly the original Manu Smruti which was written and which was pure, that comes to 680. And the Maharshi Dayananda Saraswati, who did the research on that, and he wrote something called as Satya Prakasha. That is where he wrote what is this Manu Smruti was all about. Other things which were really, really objectionable, and they are really objectionable, they are not part of original Manu Smruti. It was came as a method, as a things by some cunning people introduced certain things which was only for their benefit. That is there. So we need to really get into the shoes of becoming a swan, that Hansa banna hai. So whenever any such conflicting comes into picture, you go and drink the milk and leave the water behind. So such things you will find, such conflicts into multiple books. So you go into Puranas, you go into all these things. Things are very symbolic in nature. You need to really pick up the knowledge. What is the nectar out of it? Leave behind other things. We know that equanimous thing is very important. We know this. All these things are not that what it is supposed to be. It is not by birth. It is that one can really get into all these things. These messages, these are very important, because of that only you feel that you see that so many people divided into so many different religions, so many different castes, and that poison, that wish is still there, and how people, politician doesn't allow that. They want to utilize it for their own purpose, and then it will continue to keep that thing alive. They will not let it die. So this was just a little bit of background related to who is Manu, who is Ishwakuu, how does the Rama's dynasty is there, how does the Krishna's dynasty is there, what is the concept of time, how the knowledge arrived, Parashakti and Aparashakti, Smrutis and Shrutis and all other things. This was just a background about who is Manu, where does this come from, what is the story of Manu, Matsya Avtara, that thing, and what is the Manu Vada. Why this Vada is created? It's because of there is that thing that was introduced, which was purely very cunning thing that was been there, and we need to ignore that. We need to focus on the original knowledge that is there in the original Manu Smruti. So you can go and read the Maharshi Dayananda Saraswati Satya Prakash. That is where all these things are right. And there are a couple of videos also. If you'd like, just ping me. I'll share those videos with you. So that is where. So now let us continue. When this Ishwakuu goes to this Manu, which is that Manu, that seventh Manu. He asked this question. What is it that Manu addressed them? That whatever the question that you asked is really, really good. It is really worth contributing on such question and coming across such question in life, and that power of discrimination has arisen in you. So really, to really get to the crust of this, you understand this entire universe that is really a mithya. It is not real. And these other things that you have put to this question, that what is the Sarabhut, what is the Moolabhut question, that's the main question. Who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Like this, that you have, whatever the things that you are perceiving through these five senses, that thing is there. All these things, it is just like in the clouds that you see the different forms. It is just like that mirage that is created in the desert. In reality, it doesn't exist. So here the Manu is also telling the same thing, Yog Vaashishtha. So now you see that Vaashishtha Muni is giving that knowledge, which he says that if you go and look at multiple Shastras, multiple references, multiple scriptures, and if you see the crust of that, is what you'll find is the self-realization. You'll find is the knowing about yourself, who you are. That is what it comes to altogether. So that is where it comes that Satya, that is Satya or Satya, that is there, that is the one which is Vidyaman. It is there, which is Nitya, which is continuous in nature, that is Avinashi. It doesn't end. Nobody can destroy it. That Avinashi Pratibimba, that is only there in this entire Srishti Karma. That is omnipresence and omnipotent everywhere. So you be with that. Now such a powerful Atma Tattva, such a powerful being, we know that it is the Kala, it is the death, the Lord of death, Mrityu, Yama. He is the one that's Samaya, time. He eats up everybody. Everybody, whether you are poor, you are rich, you are knowledgeable, non-knowledgeable, whatever you are, ultimately it will come and your body will die one day. So like that thing which even does not leave behind any deed. He has eaten up many such things. To that also, this self is even beyond that. It's given beyond the reach of that thing. It is Kalatit. No, it is that Shiva. It's the Mahakal. It's the Kalatit. It's beyond this Kal. It's that. So it is that thing which even it can gulp this time, because the concept of time is just very sapeksha, very illusionary, and it is even beyond that, something which is eternal in nature. So like that, he Ishwakuu, the Sada Sarvada, always you contemplate on this and make yourself understand that this Atma Bhavana, that the one who dropped this Atma Bhavana, the one who stays away from this, they got stuck in the miraculous, illusionary world, and they get caught up into that, and leaving behind this, you establish it. He says that it is exactly like that, that Atma is there where it is not somewhere outside. So just like that mother is there, and in that mother is carrying her child in her hand, in her godi, in her lap, and if she falls asleep, and in the sleep she happens to dream about it, and in the dream if she sees that the child is taken away from her, how she will cry, how she will feel. Exactly the same thing happening with all the human beings. Everybody is that Atma, that self is not there somewhere outside. It's there in you. It's there with you right now. But just like that mother who sees a dream and sees that the child is separated from her and start crying for that, you also cry. When this body dies, you also cry. But who you really are is something beyond death. Nobody can kill it. You are Ajar, you are Amar. No, you are that immortal thing That you do. Why? By forgetting that people keep grumbling, hi, mellow, mellow. No, I am died, my body is died. People regret and recant that you don't do this. And how do one realize this? He says that it is by the practice of samadhi. So practice of meditation will really get you to the crux of this, and automatically all the other vikaras, raga, risha, anger, pride, and all these things completely will destroy it. It is that samadhi, that karma shaya is, that a sanskar that gathered together. Meditation is like Gurudev says this, that all your karmas can be burnt using meditation. Now in the meditation you are able to drop everything, and then you become calm and silent and go with it. All that mahakarta, mahabhokta and mahatyagi, all that drops, that thing, non-doership. I am not the one. No, I am nothing. I am nobody. And then I want to do nothing. That thing. Once you do that, you go deeper inside yourself. That is the point of time you become that nishanka. There are no doubts that are left. You'll become niravra. You'll get pure, like akasha, like a space. And that is where you go and establish yourself. It will become very easy if you start meditation. Karma sanskaras, those karmas and its sanskaras, and that thing is their impression. That impression also will be removed, and the manusha, that they become atyanta saral, very simple. And it will able to get access to that sakshma, that subtle thing. That's what you are. So like this, what is the technique to remain? What is the sahaj sukharu? What is the technique? What is the idea behind it? So here the Manu continue to explain this, that hey Raja, is Ishwakuu is a Raja here. Say Raja, that matter, that is that objects, that thing, that what they are, you call that, if it becomes the vasana yukta, then what it's to, you want to possess that, you want to possess the objects, you want to possess the people, that thing, one start doing it by keeping the feverishness about such people, about such object in their life, then that is the point of time bhoga kali, means when they go and experience that is where the human experiences a pleasure, but that pleasure is very temporary in its nature. So really one need to go that what is the root of that, what is beyond that. And there is a very important point that is being told here, that you look at why people suffer, why people get into sorrow. So he said that the one which gives you pleasure, it's the same object, it's the same thing. See, it's the same car that you bring at home, and the same car gets crashed. And how do you feel? Something is scratched here in it. Car is scratched, which is external object. What you feel is something is scratched in your heart. Something which gives you so much pleasure. Now that's sukha, which you feel, experience in a relationship, in a people. The one they go away from you, the one break up, when that viyoga happens, then the same thing which gave you so much of pleasure, the same thing will give you pain also now. That is the reason there is so much love in pain. They cannot stand distance. Why they want to come together, merge into each other? Why so? No, because love cannot stand distance. It doesn't stand distance. And then what arises is that longing, is that pain that occurs. So that pain, so that and dukkha. So if something is giving you pleasure, the same thing will give you the dukkha also, sorrow. So be it people, be it object, or be it situation. So that's the reason the one who is established, they know that not getting too much excited about anything, not getting too much entangled, not getting too much being excited and in harsh, being happy about one thing and experiencing that sukha, nor getting, then obviously the opposite also won't come. The dukkha also won't come. So if you be in equanimous state with all the objects, people, situation, in total acceptance, everything, then it will not be vision of either side or that side. That is what is very important. That is the next here. So like this, if continue to do all their karmas, all their actions without being associated with the action, just as the prarabdha karma, whatever is their thing, they continue to do that, then they are the one that really they become free. All the concepts of this papa, punya, this, even the concept of moksha and the bandhan also, he said that is also illusionary only, because the one which is there, it is beyond bondage. You have only created certain things, some concept in your mind, and then said that as a bandhan, and you only putting an effort to becoming free from those bondage. But such bondage itself doesn't exist. So get away from the concept of even the mukti moksha bandhan. Dropping all the concept, dropping all the bhed, dropping all the discrimination, you establish yourself. That is what is worth doing in life. That is what is, we will become very sahaj. Papa, we will become very karma vasana rahit, asakti rahit buddhi. That intellect which is free from, which is wide of the cravings, which is wide of all the wanting things, no? Which is wide of the feverishness. That being, that once it is established, you will really become that, and you will be free from all these things. What are the features of such Atma Vidya? The one who really realized this self-realizing, what is it that features of that? So then that you say that it is that guna, it is that kala, it is that vidya, that if you have achieved via your self-effort, and once you have realized this self-knowledge, then like the other things that you acquire, like you study some science, some acquire some degrees, engineer, but that will diminish. That Saraswati, you know, it has this Ram Puriche part, Mache Sarsa part. Once you will start suddenly learning something new, the past is you will start forgetting. But the self is not like that, it can diminish. No, it is like that once you have learned how to drive a car, once you have learned how to drive a bicycle, even if you have not practiced it for a long period of time, you will not forget how to drive. No, so it is like that. That thing will never become mashed. That self-realization, once it is there, it is there. It will never there. In fact, it will always remain inside, and it will keep on growing. That thing will keep on growing. That Atma Tattva, it will continue to grow inside. And that Sakala, that thing which is there, which is omnipresent, omnipotent, if you become one ras, if you become one with that, that thing which continuously grows from inside, if you become one with that, that is the real Vaishishtha. That's the real feature. Then all the other things will depend, and then you get into something called as Chit Vilasa. No, that permanent happiness, that permanent thing, and that is very important that you continue to do the samadhi, no, study of samadhi, the meditation, that being one with that Chidakash, being one with that Shiva Vasta, being one with that nothingness, no, that space element. That one has to really go deeper and deeper and experience that bliss, Anandamay. We all experience this Panchakosha meditation. How does Gurudev walk us through this? No? So that is what, if you see in all the Shastras, all the Smritis, all the Shrutis, all the Vedantas, all the Advaita philosophy, all the Puranas, all the Upanishads, if you see all the Sankhya Darshana, all the Darshanas, all the Vedangas, if you see, go into all such things, you'll find this is the crust. This is the thing, that Purusha, that in Sankhya Darshana it's in the Prakriti and Purusha. Which is that thing will become, and it will establish into that Chad Vilasa. And that is where says that is the this na desham, na moksha asti, na kalam, na itarastiti. Koi bhi sthiti nahi. After that, you don't get sucked into any of such things. Once that sakshatkara, that self-realization, that bhavana itself is a moksha. No, once you know that I am that, that's it. So you experience that, that is it. You are already mukta. What is it that you are looking for? I'll do this, I'll do that, and then I'll become mukta or moksha. No, you are already free. What you are is nothing can bind that. Then you'll establish yourself into that. And then this Atmagyani, and then this, what is the Lakshan? What are the symptoms of such people, Pujya people? What you can pray. No? So we all know, we have seen the Gurudev, like that. Raga, Dvesha, Bhaya, fear will diminish, the pride will diminish, anger will diminish, all the 6 distortion that we have seen, that will diminish. All the Vishayas, all the outgoing tendencies of your 5 senses, that will diminish. All the discrimination of harsh, getting excited, Udveg, feeling indifferent to that, Bhaya, fear, all these things also will diminish. You will not get to think. You will be neutral towards all these things, and like that thing, like that being, it is worth being worshipped, it is worth being, it becomes a god like, no, it's wide of this thing. No? In Patanjali Yoga Sutra, what is God? They have one full CD, one full commentary on who is God. It is that Purusha which is divide of all such things. No? It becomes like a God. No? It exhibits the qualities of Ishvara. So these are the main Shana. So it will become completely Antaryami. No? It completely Nirmal, it will be very pure. Like are the Lakshana, like are the symptoms of this, and they are purchased. So they are, it's worth being in their company of such people. No? They are the worth doing the worship. You can worship them just like the we worship the God. So like this Mukta Purusha, they are the real one who deserves to be worshipped, because they have done this, all these things, really bow down to their foot, be in the company of them. They acquire everything. All their papa, punya, this concept have been completely dropped. They acquire all the vaibhav. No? What is kasya sukham na karoti viraga? Could this say, kya vairagya? What is it, that pleasure that vairagya will not give you? It will, you, all the pleasures of the world will be at your feet. So like this, the Jnana Lakshana Siddhi, they will acquire. This is one Siddhi. No, that is where he talks about the other siddhis here. So he says, Bhagwan, this is where now Ram is interacting with Vashishta. So like this, Vashishta said, Rama, like this, like advice by Bhagwan Manu, he goes into his Ramaloka, and that is where the Ishwakuu, the sticker, he becomes established into that. This is where Vashishta says, telling to Rama. Here Rama asks the question. No? So what is it Rama says? Bhagwan, I have heard about this mantra, yantra, tantra, and that by doing that, many people acquire the siddhis in their life, and then they also become puja. People feel that they are puja because they keep on doing these miracles, so a little bit of miracle here and there. And this, they also acquire the siddhis like Akash Gaman, and they are able to fly and all that. Who is really Shrestha? It is that Atmagyani who is really Shrestha, or these people who acquire this siddhis, they are Shrestha, who is in exalted state. That is where the Vashishta answers that, Rama, this siddhis like this, what you have just referred, the one who is not even self-realized people, they can also do the study, do the practice, and they can acquire all these siddhis. What's a big deal? No, see, we as a human, we have done so much research and discovered and on this thing. We have gone, we are able to fly now, we have aeroplanes, we are able to even go beyond this solar system, we have satellites. What is it not there? These are all like miraculous siddhis. What siddhi you can say? It's skill. So what is Vashishta is telling? Skills can be acquired, but that is not necessary that such a person has self-realized. No? So siddhis you can acquire, skills you can acquire, but the siddhi, the real siddhi is this lakshana, this atmagyan, self-realization. That is what is worth. It is different than those other things. This is the Purush, the one who has atmagyani. It doesn't matter whether he is not engineer or he is not a doctor. No, it doesn't matter. The one who has self-realized. No? All these other skills, it doesn't matter. There will be many such engineers. There will be many such doctors who will come and they will offer their seva in the faith of such atmagyani. Look at Gurudev. Gurudev himself is very well educated. At the age of 17 only completed all his graduation. And look at so many doctorates, no? Honorary doctorates that's given. All the people with all the skill is available at his feet. Such a person, such an atmagani, such a self-realized soul, no? They will have all this. They are different than the one who are skilled siddhis, skilled people that acquired that skill using the multiple practices. They have studied, they have acquired those siddhis. But that thing is different. So that thing who remains asanga, who is not entangled, no? Nitya trupta, always contented, continuously contented. Prashanta, there is not iota of that spandan, that going here and there, doing this and that. No, Shant, peaceful, Prashant. That Atma, that this thing, they are one, become one with that. They become like a god. They become like Shiva. They become like Brahma. They become like any name that you call. It is really immaterial. They are away from. So they are beyond this. The Padartha, the matter also, that beyond all these things. No, they do not get entangled into all these things. That is where the Rama, the Kama, Krodha, Vishada, Moha, they are free from apathy. They are free from this every single day. This keeps continuing diminishing out of your life, and you are established into that Jivan Mukta Lakshana. These are the Lakshana. This is the Siddhi, Jnana Siddhi, the Siddhi of being self-realized. Atma Jnani, that is the real one. And if you see and look at various Siddhantas, various principles, this is the real truth. This is the real principle that is worth understanding in our life. That is where our chapter concludes. Tomorrow we'll see the chapter. There are two more chapters that will come. The first chapter that will come is what are the different avasthas, and the next will come. There are 7 bhumikas. No? There are knowledge ki, gyan ki, 7 bhumika. There are 7 bhumikas of the knowledge. That both the chapters will cover tomorrow, and then we conclude to the last chapter. That is where Vaashishtha Muni give few more knowledge. So that is where our chapter 6 chapter Nirvan Prakaran Purwardh will conclude. So right now I'd like to hand over this session to all of you. You are welcome to ask any questions if you have. You are welcome to express whatever your takeaway in today's session. You can express that as well. Things that we covered today. So there could be good takeaways. No? In additional to also we gone through multiple other things related to Rama, Krishna, related to Manu, all these things. So let's have a look at it. Over to you all. Unmute option has been made open here. You are welcome to unmute yourself, and you are welcome to share what is it that you would like to share. Over to you all. Jai Gurudev. Jagadev Ramaji, would like to say something? Please go ahead.
I have a question that Manushya, it's the origin from Manu?
There is a little bit of more to it. There is this German and there's a Greek mythology. That is where similar words such comes. No? So that is where that Manu and Manushya, that reference is there. Human. Manushya.
And in the Varna Bhavastha, jo Varna system, if the son of a Brahmin goes to opens a shoe shop, then what will be the effect of our Varna Bhavastha?
So that is where earlier, if you look at the original one, no, that Varna does not come by the birth. Now it is like that. It's been made like that. All the Jati Vyavastha made on the birth. By birth, it is coming to you. Earlier, it wasn't like that. And you have multiple such examples in the Puranas. Multiple such examples who have been transformed. No, the one who were Brahmana, no, they become the Kshatriya. We already seen the story of this Pushyamitra, who was actually Brahmana, who become the Kshatriya.
Yes.
Multiple such stories that there are multiple 7, 8 sons, 9 sons. Out of them, then 7 sons becomes Kshatriya, 3 becomes the Brahmana. You have multiple such examples in the past. So it was never by birth. You look at what Rishi Valmiki. Valmiki was he was a Valya Kovi. No?
Yes.
Yeah. So just by doing his karma, he became the Maharshi.
Yes.
Something beyond the.
So the system of our Varna Vyavastha had destroyed?
No. The Varna Vyavastha were 4 only. As per the Manu Smruti, the Varna Vyavastha were 4, but it wasn't come by birth. At the time of birth, everybody equal. Then their actions, because of those actions, whatever the role that choose, they used to be called. Again, this thing in earlier days, what are being projected here as a Shudra. Shudra means people think something bad.
Lower caste.
Lower caste or bad. In earlier days, it never meant to be like that. It was just a role that people were playing, that someone is playing play of role of a pandit, so-called Brahmana. Some were playing the role of a protector. Then because a soldier is there. So that is Kshatriya. No, like that. So some business, so Vaishya, and somebody used to do the anything. Something is there. So that was the thing. It's called Mazdoor. Somebody will do Mazduri. So even if you see the it's called, it is referred as a Mazdoor, as a labor. Someone who is do the labor job. No, it was never. Now, will we call that labor as a bad thing? Doing a labor, is it a bad thing? No, it was never meant to be bad actually. Somehow, latter stage, there were changes that has been made in the Manu Smruti, and then that is where the cunning people, the benefit that was said in that has been to give an importance to any particular caste. They have made such changes around 2000 years from now. It is not, it is only 680 shlokas.
I have also heard from my elders that all the freedom of women was curtailed in Manu Smruti.
That is absolutely wrong. It is sometime later.
Okay.
Yeah. Why was the need of time frame like Muhurta and this? So here Muhurta is why it is said that there is a specific time frame. No, based on the planetary positions, that specific time frame is called as good time frame. So we say that is a good Muhurta. But here what Muhurta I referred, it is not good and bad here. It is just a unit of measure. So if you say that this particular Muhurta is there, it constitutes that many number of minutes or seconds. That's it. No? Here I'm saying the Muhurta is like we say Paksha. What is Paksha? 15 days. We say Mas, month. What is month? 30 days. Like that, we say 1 second, 1 minute. Like that, there is, we say Gatika. No? Do Gatika. We say all this. Pal jaise. So वैसे there is this time of measurement. In that time of measurement, there is one measurement comes as Muhurta. So he says one Muhurta means it's specific number of minutes and seconds. That comes under Muhurta. So it is just a unit of measurement. Just like second minute, it says one Muhurta, one Trutti, one Gatika. All this unit of measurement. Nothing like that. So it is not related to what we say that Muhurta, good Muhurta, is Muhurta mein shaadi karna. That is different thing. But that is also there. That much time period is good for them. That is also there from that. But here when we say Muhurta, it has nothing to do with good and bad. It is the unit of measurement. Yeah, like Manvantara, correct. So Manvantara is a unit of measurement. If you see, one Manvantara is equal to 306,720,000 years. Means if you put it in numbers, how it will look like 306,720,000. That many human years is called as one Manvantara. So that's a unit of measurement. And 14 such put together is called a one kalpa. It's a 1 day of Brahma.
14 years is equal to 1 yug.
Huh?
Not 12 years.
12 years what?
14 years is equal to 1 yug.
Yug? No. See, I'll explain you that. This all called 4 yugas, right? We know 4 yugas. Trita Yug.
Satya, Trita, Dapar and Kali.
Correct. So you know the yugas, right? 4 yugas. So what is being said here, 4 yugas put together but becomes one Mahayug. One Mahayug. 4 cycle of 4 yugas put together is called one Mahayug. 1,000 such Mahayug. 1,000. How many? So how many like Satyug? 1,000 multiplied by 4. 4,000. This one yuga like Satyug. 4,000 such put together will become 1 year for Lord Brahma. how the Matsya avatar related to Manu. Yeah, I told you this story today, that Manu is the Manu. There are 14 Manus. So if you see in a day of Brahma, in this the day of Brahma, Brahma's day starts, he creates the new Srishti. Brahma's day end, it will finish the Srishti Pralay. No, and in this entire day of Brahma, 14 times Manu will come. 14 Manvantaras, it will come. So right now the 7th one is going on. 7th, and I told you the names of all those things. Now this 7th Manu came into picture. I'll speak later. When the 7th Manvantara, that 7th Manu came into picture, this 7th Manu and its dynasty become a king. And that king had a fish. That fish kept on growing, something unusual. So he put that into the ocean and it became very big. He understood that it's not normal fish. It's something special about it. And it was the Matsya Avatara. That was the one of the avatara of Lord Vishnu who comes here. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthana madharmasya tadatmanam srijamyam. So whenever there is a need, I will come back here again and again. So that was the Matsya Avatara that came to protect. Why in the form of Matsya? Because there was used to be the flood. So tsunami will come. So it took the form of Matsya, the fish. And then it guided Manu. It guided Manu to build a big ship. And it built a big ship and it put all the species, male, female of each species, into that ship along with 7 Saptarshis. And it saved this humanity. Otherwise, it would have gone in the tsunami like Pralay. It would have gone like that. So that it is that Manu who saved the humanity. Not just humanity, all the species on this planet. That is how the Manu is related to this Matsya Avatara is related to Manu. Yeah, any other question, any other sharing you would like to do? You are welcome to do that.
A bit dark. Divya, can you on the light, please? Sorry. So there's too much of light. Yeah, just let me adjust. Sorry for that.
There is one more question here. That is who is Raghu and who is Yadu? So if you see there, I explained the 2 dynasties here. Both of them came from Manu. So Manu had this one daughter called Ila, and Manu had one son called Ishwakuu. So if you see the dynasty of Ishwakuu, that is called as Solar, means the Suryavanshi. And in the dynasty of Suryavanshi, once upon a time, there in the dynasty, हम लोग नहीं देखते ancestors, अपना जो वंशावळ जो देखते हैं, भी देखते हैं कि इसके वजह. So like that, if you see the Rama's वंशावळ, there one comes somebody called as Raghu. So Raghu is one such king who comes under the dynasty of Manu, Ishwakuu, and Suryavanshi, the Solar dynasty. And that is where after Raghu it comes, and then Rama. So that Rama is called as Raghuvanshi, the one who comes from the Vanshaj of Raghu. And if you see Yadu, where does Yadu comes? It again starts with Manu. Then Manu has a daughter called Ila, and then that Ila's dynasty, the dynasty of Ila, that is where come Buddha, the Puravasus, and that is where one such king comes, Yadu. And that Yadu and the Vanshas of that is where Yaduvanshi. There comes the Lord Krishna. So that is the dynasty of, so one is Solar, Suryavanshi, one is Chandravanshi, moon, lunar. That is where the Lord Krishna comes into the dynasty of Chandravanshi, lunar. Sangeeta ji, you were about to say something. Please go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. Hello. Yes. Jai Gurudev to all of you, and very informative and a very super session, I can say. You know, all the informations we got, 14 names of Manu, how it is. He's on the 7th one now. So that was very very good to hear about all that, you know. And the best takeaway, what I like, is regarding the, you know, those who are with the truth, where the truth is clearly revealed, that is those who are enlightened, those who realize the supreme, which is the essence of the truth, which is beyond this ocean. They go and then they feel that they are not the doer, but only God alone is the doer. So it is like not even, they don't have any, they're very much in the equilibrium, and they remain very mentally silent, and every action of theirs, it's so graceful, I can tell you. Even the same thing, if we see with our Gurudev, it is like, it is his every action. If you just keep on looking at him, the way he walks and the way he even offers the flower to the divine when he's in the homa, it is so beautiful, it is so graceful that his actions are. And he's just, you know, has that non-attachment of from everything, and he's abandoned all the dependency, you know, above, below, within, without, everything, and then shines like that supportless and limitless space itself. So that is what is called as superior freedom, and he enjoys the peace and contentment, virtue and purity, wisdom. So with all that, you know, when we see in Gurudev, we just feel, you know, I say he's an example in front of us, and we can just follow his footsteps without looking here and there, and just, you know, follow his footsteps. And he's there to take us, actually. Why to follow us? He's telling, come along with me, you know. That is what it is. So it is such a beautiful thing. I could experience it while you were saying, but I was experiencing it, you know, within me. So that is the thing. So my takeaway for today is a short one, but I'm sure it is the best one. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.
संगीता जी, थैंक्स फॉर शेयरिंग दैट। और किसी को अपना टेक अवेज या अपने आप को व्यक्त करना है, जरूर आप अनम्यूट होके व्यक्त हो सकते हैं। If not, then for the today we'll take a pause. आज के सत्र को हम यहीं पे रोक लेते हैं। जय गुरुदेव।